Well, hello, I'm Debs and this is Debs Made This Welcome. Today I have for you a February capsule. So, I haven't been around for a little while, I'm sorry. And I need to tell you about some of the stuff that I've got piling up so that I can tidy up in here. I've got things for this vlog and that vlog and everything's getting very confusing for me. So, I thought I'll pop on and give you a bit of an update about what I've been sewing, some fabric arrivals, because I'm long overdue doing a fabric arrivals one. I have fabric from as far back as November to show you, I'm sorry. And an update on what I've made and what we've been up to. I hope that's okay. And I will do a proper January, probably do a January and February makes all together, but I might not. Currently, I am wearing my most worn recent make, which is my lovely Cosy Capsule. So I shall put in some pictures. The idea behind this, I will talk about it in a proper makes video, but the idea behind this was to create something that looked kind of elegant and a bit more interesting, but was still really comfortable to wear. So I have on, I'll hopefully be putting in some twirls. I have the Chanterelles, which are a woven pattern by Sew Liberated, which I've made in French terry and sized down. There's a tail there. Worn with a Rowan tee, which is a Megan Nielsen pattern, which I've made a trillion times. That's not even a word, is it? Anyway, lots of times in many different guises. And underneath a Brynn vest, which is a true bias pattern that was released before Christmas. And on the top, as you can see here, I have my Mile End sweater, which is a closet core pattern. Complete. I'll do this without bashing my mic. Complete with hood. So, yes, very worn. Really like this kind of interesting mix of soft fabric with a kind of more structured look. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, I'm enjoying playing with that a bit. I've mostly been wearing it in a very relaxed style like this, but I have the waistcoat underneath, so if I'm somewhere that I need to be a bit smarter, just take my jumper off and I look vaguely like I've thought about what I'm wearing, which is always the aim, I find, always the aim. So February has been a bit February, if you know what I mean. If you're a Northern Hemisphere person, you'll know what I mean, but yeah, we're getting there. I was at the Sewing Social in Harrogate yesterday, which is run by lovely Ruth Wilson, who's Ruth Creates on Instagram, if you're still on there, and she puts together a little bit of a get-together. We're kind of a fairly calm environment. Feels lovely, very, very restful, and lots of lovely people. And I finished these. Now you're not going to be able to see. I know you're not going to be able to see, but I should just hold them up so I've shown you that this is what I've been up to. These are the long-awaited aisle jeans by Chalk and Notch. They have a flare leg. I know, 50-year-old in flares. Oh my goodness. Yeah, last night decision was this quite pretty but very big button. These are made in a stretch and they have no waistband. There's a facing. The label says sew all the things and is a bit wonky because that was the day I was having yesterday. These might need a little tweak still, and I haven't got a picture. But I will do you a picture on the makes. I don't know that I'll get around to a picture today, but I'm quite pleased. I think they're too big. I think I maybe need to, I went by my measurements, but I wonder whether my proportions are not, whether my tummy size is bigger than the rest of me size, if you know what I mean. So if when I make the size according to my tummy, maybe my legs are a little bit not quite in proportion to their block. So that was exciting. Now, the other thing that happened yesterday is I picked up a piece of fabric from the swaps table because obviously I need more fabric. But I was walking past this fabric all day yesterday and I've forgotten the lady's name. I'll put it here. The lovely lady who put this on the table has very similar colouring to me, but it went really nicely with what I was wearing. And it also went really nicely with my khaki things, my khaki trousers. So I thought that I might use this to make a Pauline Alice, I don't even know how you sell it, Coeli, Coeli, and it's like a black. It's very blousy. It's not very Deb. It's got like a little collar, and then a long yoke, and then it's got pleats. What do you call those pleats? Horizontal pleats, but I can't remember what the proper name is. Horizontal pleats in the sleeve, and then a little cuff, and it's quite voluminous. And so I thought I might try that out in a kind of low stakes styling in this lovely fabric, which I have no emotional attachment to other than that it was waving at me. So yeah, that might well be one coming soon. I'm going to try and do a bit of a spring plans video because I've got a special spring project to come, and I thought taking you along as I kind of plan that might be interesting. The other things I've made, there is a knit. I'm just going to waft you past the knit. So the knit is this little blue hat, which is a basic beanie, because I finished my socks. Oh, I should have brought my socks to show you. Not that you bothered. But anyway, I finished my socks and I had some sock yarn in this lovely colour. And yeah, I decided I would try and knit a basic beanie. So I'm quite pleased with that. I shall link my Ravelry page down below, and then if you're a knitty person, you can go and have a look. What else do I have to show you? Oh, according to my list, my current plans is that I have to cut out the aisle jeans. So there you go, I'm ahead of myself. That's exciting. And I've also got some scraps. I should put in these pictures there. I made a jacket in, I don't know whether that was January or February. Anyway, I made a jacket for the Hanbok shirt and coat, I think that one's called, in this thrifted jacquard denim stuff, which I showed you last time, I think. And what I've got left over was hardly anything, but I kind of wanted to try and get a bag out. So I've cut out a loaf bag by So Liberated because I made one of those last year. So we'll see when I get to that. I mostly wanted to cut that out so that I could kind of get the scraps dealt with, but now I still have scraps, but they're less scraps. You can tell what the month's been like, can't you? Right. The other thing that I saw released was the Emiline blouse, which is the closet crawl crew pattern for February. So you can currently still get that as a single sign-on one. And it's named after Emily Pankhurst, who I'm sure you all know. It's got pin tucks and a bit of a poofy sleeve and a round neck. And pin tucks are something that have been floating around in my consciousness for quite a long time. I have the Pauline Alice Harmay, I think, that I bought when she did a sale at Christmas time. So I'm quite keen to do some pin tucking. And I thought what might help, I will zoom in on this if you can't see, but this is a really pretty lightweight cotton. I suppose it is a poplin, but it's a really smooth poplin. And it's got these little tiny blue flowers on, and then this grid pattern. See, I'm not silly. I can use the fabric to my advantage, which I thought that would make doing the pin tucking or smocking a lot easier. So yeah, I have that to do pin tucking with. I don't know if Coeli has got any of this left, but I'll link her shop down below. She's at Fleur. And this is really pretty. So that will definitely form part of my spring plans. But was bought in Emmeline, but I'm kind of reserving judgment. I'm just going to go through the stuff in the pile to this side, so that it's not really in any order. I'm sorry. The other one that I got, and this was Christmas time-ish, is I'm trying to work out which way up it goes, folks. That way. So I think this is a quilting cotton by Figo. It's called something, I've forgotten. I did put it so I got all organised and put it so I could read the selvage, and I've put it up the other way. Boccassini Meadows for Figo, which I just thought was really, really pretty. Now, the plan originally was to make the Hanbok jackety thing, and I bought some lovely, this is so nice, bamboo wadding. It's also got every bit from my room on it. It didn't look like that when it arrived. It's so soft, and obviously it isn't polyester because I'm trying to not bring a lot of polyester into the sewing room when I can help it. So that's bamboo and cotton wadding that came from Fleur as well. And the plan with those was to make this a little spring jacket. But I have worn my denim one, but I don't think I really need another one. And when this fabric arrived, let's put the lovely wadding over there. When this fabric arrived, as you know, I'm a big believer in listening to the fabric. It wanted to be one of these. So this is a Vernon shirt. It's slightly crumpled. I'm sorry, I did iron it and then I stuck it on the back of the chair and it's got creased again. This is a Vernon shirt, which is a cashmerette pattern. I've made the version with the longer collar and the lanterny sleeves. I really like this. This is a, I think they're swallows fabric from Fleur, and I made this in January. But this definitely wants to be one of those, and I thought that might work quite well with those khaki bottoms, but also with my jeans and also with what I've got on at the moment. So we've kind of got building a bit of a cohesive capsule-y thing. Yeah, never be said. Anyway, so that I think that wants to be a Vernon. So that kind of stopped me because obviously I'd got it to be this jacket, and then when it came, it didn't want to be the jacket. So I will still make the jacket. I'm just not sure what I'll make the jacket out of. And that wants to be a Vernon first, so we might do that next. I also ordered, I didn't say this, the fabric that the Cosy Capsule is from is a CU at 6 French Terry, which I have had in my stash at least 3 years, I think. Whenever this collection came out, I bought it then and then was petrified to make anything with it. So when Make Fabric Boutique, that's what they're called now, isn't it? So they're proper down south, they're Plymouth, and I hadn't ordered from them before, and I ordered this, which is another CU at 6 French Terry, which she had a really good price, and I know what good quality it is, and I think I'm going to make a Deer and Ochre Sirocco with this. Some kind of knit jumpsuit was the plan, something that you could just kind of fling on. And I got a bit frightened when it arrived and wasn't quite sure that was what I did want to make. So that has sat there waiting. It has been washed and is ready to go, but yeah, we'll see whether that enters into spring plans. Next is a fabric that has been around for forever, and I have made a little vest in this. I ordered some of this from somewhere else, and I only ordered 1/2 meter instead of 1 meter. I wanted to make a t-shirt, but so I made a vest, like squeaked this, like a tank vest out of it, and I've worn it so much in the summer. So this was on special at Dragonfly Fabrics, who were a company that I used to use loads back in the day, and I think have disappeared. So I presume they're just selling off what's left, maybe. But yeah, this is an art gallery jersey, which is just so nice, so nice. And so I bought this, which is not really, I mean, I would often wear some of these colours together, but I wouldn't normally wear all of these colours together. And I think this wants to be a Stasia dress for the summertime. So yes, I've shown you that now. It has, I'm fairly sure I washed it. Yeah, my overlocker is broken. So the way I normally tell if I've washed a fabric is that I overlock the edges and then I put it in the wash. So if the edges are overlocked, even if it doesn't fray, that's my kind of cue. But I'll put a picture of my overlocker as it was looking last week. My lovely husband, who's very, very clever with all things engineering and mechanical, stripped it completely black, which was really interesting, but also quite frightening. So I'm currently using Gem, who's Bobbins and Bolts, overlocker, generally Bobbins Gem. I think she now is on Instagram. She comes to social as well, but she used to have a fabric shop, and so I used to go and stroke her fabric and we became friends. Anyway, so she, bless her, she's lending me her spare overlocker while mine gets fixed. All that to say, I'm not sure whether I've washed this or not, and because we don't use a smelly washing liquid because we've got lots of allergic people, I can't tell from the smell. I might have to wash it again. 2 more. The 2 that I've got left are these beauties. Oh, look, these are sat in a creased pile. So these are from Fabworks Mill, which I'm sure you all know about. This is a wool silk worsted. So nice. Now I had put my hands on this in person when I went to try and find Mr. Brady, aforesaid Mr. Brady, some kilt fabric. another story for another day. But look at the feel of this is just phenomenal. Well, it's a wool silk blend. It feels like it's so smooth. It's opaque. It has this lovely blue, brown and grey and navy checks on it. And this is going to be a shirt dress. This has not been washed. I know it hasn't been washed, I can tell. Mostly because I wanted to wash it on a wool wash. So it'll be waiting in the queue. And the other one is also a wool, which is this lovely, lovely Italian wool suiting, which is very fine in all senses of the word. It's just absolutely lovely. And this, you see that? There we go. So it has got a lovely drape and movement to it, despite being warm and beautiful. It's got to check, obviously, because why would we make things easy for ourselves? This is going to be, I think, a Bella Loves Patterns Billy trouser, but I haven't made that trouser up yet. So I need to make that in something a little bit less precious before I make that. So I shall be having a dig about to make that. And obviously the other thing that I need ideas for. So this is the chunk of French terry that I have left, because when I bought these 2 French terries, I didn't know how I wanted to do the mix and match. So I have a good old chunk of it left. That's double. So I can probably get shorts out of it. I could get and plus or minus a tank maybe, because there are some remnants of the mauvey one as well. Or a t-shirt. So if you've got a t-shirt that you've made in French terry that you like, would you give me a suggestion, please? I was thinking maybe the Closet Core tee, is that what that one's called? Which is a free pattern, or the French Navy Stellan maybe, I think, which is also a free pattern. I don't know if that's still free, but I thought that kind of a boxy tee would probably work, and then I can wear that kind of whenever. So, or if you have other ideas, or should I make another Brynn so that I've got like a mix and match Brynn? I'm not sure I like the idea of a pattern Brynn. Yeah, but I could definitely make shorts out of it if I thought I would wear shorts. I don't know, the summer we had last year, I hardly wore shorts at all. So you kind of, every time I think about something that's very summery, I was like, maybe not. And the only other thing that I've been up to, and then I've told you all my news, is that I did a bit of a class. So this is a fairly old draft excluder from our kitchen, which is why it looks slightly grubby. It has a button on the end, and it is got a lining inside so that you can take the cover off and wash it. And it's stuffed with scraps. And I did a little kind of lead facilitated session at our Take Time, which is a local crafty club, making these. And yeah, that was really good fun. So I took some upholstery fabric from the Cone Exchange and all sorts of bits and pieces. And yeah, there was only one lady who wanted to make one. I was a little bit sad about, but that's how it works sometimes. But she was delighted with her. If she'll let me, I'll put a picture of her. She's named Chris. She's beautiful. But she made a draft excluder that matched her outfit. So that was very fitting, I thought. So how's your February been? Have you been February, or have you been okay? I think things are moving and changing, which is often what happens in February, isn't it? And I need to just settle myself, which is why I haven't been on for ages. So it's been lovely to talk to you, and I hope that you are all well and finding ways to stay warm and safe and doing some making if that's something that you want to do, and not doing making, just doing lovely planning if that's what you want to do too. And I shall say bye-bye for now, and God bless, and I shall see you for something at some point, probably spring plans or a makes roundup. Let me know if one of those is more appealing to you, but yeah, that's probably what you're going to get next, if that's okay. Right, bye-bye.